Okay, so before we move on to other parts of React and work with state some more, I want to explain a bit more about the re-rendering process. So no doubt that you would have noticed that when I clicked the increment count button, we saw that the count was incremented by 1. However, when we did the console.log, it was 0. So why is that? Well, it's because of the way React does the re-rendering. So let me go back to my slides and let's briefly talk about it. The key is React will wait until all the code inside the event handler has finished executing before React attempts to do the actual re-rendering. Right? So you can think of it as a sort of a snapshot, taking a picture. So React will take a picture of the current variables, the way they are during the current rendering. And obviously state is 0 during that initial render. Now, after we click the button, then React will take another picture. But this time, we know that state will be 1. And so React will use that new snapshot during the next re-render to show the UI. All right? And of course, that new re-render will reflect the updates. And obviously, because React does it so fast, it almost looks like it's out of sync with what we have. All right? So in the code, whenever we click the button and we hit line 8, right? So increment count. Obviously, we're going to call a set count function, and this function does not make React automatically re-render. Right? React has to complete all the code inside the function. So since increment count has 2 lines of code, both lines have to be completed. It's only when this function has finished executing does React go about doing the re-render. And so because of that, when we set count to be 1, React still has to execute this line. And so count is still 0. However, after this point, when we re-render, right, and React loads this function again, we see this printed, right? We see down here in the UI that count will now be 1. And that's pretty much it. All right. So obviously, if we look at our code as is, our count will always be 1 behind, because we're still using the old value for count. Right? So here, when you click the button, again, the handler gets executed. Obviously, it still has 1. All right? And when that's finished, React will re-render. So this will be printed again. All right? So this will be printed. Right, and so we have that. So again, one more time, I click the button. I know that the new count should be 3. However, it will print 2. All right, good. All right, so I hope that made sense. There's lots more to come concerning state, and I'll see you in those videos.